subscribe.
Traffic jam.
Drip like
Jam.
water.
Hit the brake.
Beep, beep.
Drip like
Jam.
water.
Hit the brake.
Beep, beep. Get out of my way!
Yo, what want me youth?
You're watching The Traffic Jam.
Welcome everybody once again to Traffic Jam. Once again, I'm not your host. I'm just filling in. My name is Mark the Movie, and today we have an interesting individual. She is a performing artist, so she doesn't do stand-up, but she does skits, and she does that all around New York, and she travels. Everyone, please welcome Chrissy Gunn.
Hi,
Hey, Chrissy, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me today.
Well, it's our pleasure. I know you have a busy schedule, all these shows that you're doing. I really hate to get into this first, but I gotta address the elephant in the room. It seems like Wendy Williams was right. All the things she's been saying for years about Mr. Combs, all these allegations. When they raided his home, they found cameras in every room. There's speculation that he was doing what Jeffrey Epstein was doing with his parties, like getting people on tape for blackmail. What are your thoughts on that?
You know, it's really sad. I didn't want to believe that it was true, to be honest. But then we're hearing that there's even allegations that he messed around with Justin Bieber and Usher. And after I saw a video actually yesterday that came up on social media where he was hugging adult Justin Bieber. So this must have been like maybe a month or two ago. And he dapped up Justin and then checked him for a wire before he talked to him and muttered something in his ear. And once I saw that, I was just like, this is just so sad. Like, to see somebody that I admired growing up. I used to sing, every breath you take. I used to sing that shit all the time. And it's just so sad to just see that it's coming out that this is the type of character he is. I'm still kind of processing it. I'm in shock about it. But these videos, you can't really lie with these videos and what he's doing in them.
Now, videos. What videos are you referring to?
It was a video that was taken by the video that I just mentioned about with him and Justin Bieber. I haven't seen much else. I didn't really deep dive into it. I only know from like what my sisters told me and like looking at like Reddit boards where people are basically discussing and gossiping about all the specifics. But from what you're telling me, he had cameras in his home, so he had video footage of other celebrities.
Now, the thing I hate about the court of public opinion is that people hear things and repeat things that sometimes are not even fact. Someone just tweeted it, or someone made a Instagram live and said something, and then other people that watch it just ran with it and add to the story, and there's no truth to it, right? I'm not saying that happened here, but I hate when these things are in the public. So when they're saying these allegations about Justin Bieber and Usher, are these allegations coming from Justin Bieber and Usher? Have you heard? Like, who is saying that he did these things with Justin Bieber and Usher?
I think it just kind of came out when they were raiding the home that he had footage of them when they were minors. And I think also they said Usher had alluded to it previously, but it was kind of just swept under the rug. But again, this is like also stuff that I'm being told because I didn't really deep dive into it. It's like stuff that you hear at the water cooler when you're talking with your coworkers.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, like you said, I hate when people use hearsay as facts as well. It's just kind of disheartening to think that if there is even speculation, it's kind of wrong.
So let me ask you this, Ms. Gonzalez. When did the term woke get hijacked? I mean, woke used to mean, you're now awake. You understand. You're not gonna pull the wool over my eyes anymore. I'm not falling for the banana in the tailpipe type thing. But now it seems to mean gay, transvestite. I have 5 genders. Like, when did that happen?
I want to say around the pandemic, because to me, I feel like I'm with you too. Like earlier, the earlier meaning of it, that was more or less what you were saying. Like it had more of this, we standing for what's right, and like kind of like opening our eyes and being cognizant to race and things like that. But I think now with Gen Z and people being really like, I feel like everyone's joining together, like being against the man and against capitalism, so to speak. So that's kind of, I think it's like either like you're with 1% and then the other. And I think that's where woke falls under.
As a society, we forget a lot. We forget. And people get stuck with a tragedy. They try to cancel them. Some people come back. Like Kobe at one point was canceled, right? He was accused of raping a lady, and now they got a statue of him, right? So he came back from it. What do you think something is too bad to come back from?
I think when you slander anybody, it could be, and this could go for specific people, but even general, like any racial group, any I think any community, when you come for people just based on being who they are, because that's something you can't change when you're born. I think that's something you can't come back for, because then that's saying that you're invalidating this person's existence. And that's not right, because we're all born with free, we're all equally allowed to be here. Doesn't matter who's to say one person can say that another group or anybody else is better than the other.
So you ever heard of Brewster's Million?
No, what's that?
It's a movie with Richard Pryor, right?
Okay.
And in the movie, he was a baseball player or owned a minor league baseball team. And either his father, or uncle, someone died and left him an inheritance of $30 million. No, $300 million. But in order to get the $300 million, he had to spend $30 million in 30 days and have no trace of anything at the end of the 30 days, right? Could you do that? And how would you do it? Meaning you can't buy coats because then you have a coat. You can't have anything from spending the money.
Oh, yeah, that's easy. I would just travel. I'm a very big traveler. And also I would go to concerts. And that's the thing about me personally. If you know me with my family, whenever I gift people for Christmas or birthdays or anything, I always give an experience. I never give something that's tangible, because to me, I feel like we can all buy ourselves material things, but an experience, that's something that you have for life in your memory.
Okay. $30 million worth of traveling?
Yes, traveling's expensive. Are you kidding me?
Where would you
go
go?
to Asia. I'd go to Antarctica. I'm going to the North Pole. Do you know how expensive it is to go to the North Pole and actually subject yourself to being cold weather, because you have to get all the equipment, being submerged into like an igloo, like special like ice hotels and shit like that. I had an old boss, he was a financier. He was doing like this challenge to go to the North Pole, but to even be simulated so his body can withstand that, he had to do this 30-day retreat in like Greenland or something. And that itself was like 20 grand a day just to do that. Yes.
Okay.
So it especially 2024, you'd be surprised. It'll be really easy.
Okay. All right. Well, it was a pleasure having you on, even with the technical difficulties we had. Where are you going to be at next?
I'm gonna be at Young Ethel's on April 18th. I'm gonna be performing improv with Indie Queen Night. So it's gonna be an all-female improvisation show.
And when is that?
It's gonna be on April 18th at 9:00 and Young Ethel's in Brooklyn.
Awesome. Well, good luck with that. And we hope to have you back when we have a panel discussion. My pleasure having you on today.
Thank you so much, Mark. This was nice meeting you. Thank you.
Traffic jam.
Drip like
Jam.
water. Water.
Hit the brake.
Beep beep.
Drip like
Jam.
water. Water.
Hit the brake.
Beep beep. Get out of my way!
Yo, what want me youth?